the summer of 101 BC, Gnaeus Fabius Licinus led his cohorts from the siege of Armavir into battle. The Romans had captured the city and now spread fear and terror. Bloody massacres took place everywhere as the last Persian phalanx attempted to stop the Roman troops at the wall. However, they were surrounded and defeated. The Lost Legion was now one step closer to fulfilling their final orders. The conquest of the city of Mtskheta was next, while the northern border was secured. But time marched on relentlessly. Rome was engaged in total war, and no one was safe in the streets of the conquered city. The Romans fought with determination, facing the challenges to expand their empire. At that time, death was rampant in Aricia. At the southern border, Tiberius Aemilius Lepidus finally arrived in Carcathiocerta. There, he received a joyful surprise as his brother Decimus Aemilius Lepidus was also present. The two brothers embraced each other with joy and were full of enthusiasm to unite their armies and discuss their joint plans. Amidst the celebrations, the foreign general Marmicus also joined them. He was a respected ally and a man of great bravery. The meeting of the three men was marked by joy and camaraderie, and they decided to celebrate the moment properly. The mood became jovial as glasses were raised, and the men toasted to their successes. They shared stories, memories, and plans for the upcoming battles. The noise of cheerful conversations and laughter filled the room as the friendship between the brothers and their ally grew stronger. Tiberius and Decimus had long awaited this moment to reunite and join their forces. They enjoyed the rare opportunity to meet in a relaxed atmosphere and solidify their bonds. Tactical strategies and future plans were discussed to defeat their hostile enemies and achieve their goals. In this jovial atmosphere, it became evident that the cooperation between the brothers and their ally was of great importance. The strength of their unity lay not only in their military power, but also in the familiarity and mutual respect they felt for each other. Thus, the merry gathering of men continued as they celebrated their successes and prepared for the forthcoming challenges. Together, they were ready to fulfill their duties as leaders and march into battle with determination to achieve their objectives. Roman legions disembark in Rome, and summer turns into winter. It grows cold. No enthusiasm remains. The rivers freeze, and there is no further progress. Winter 101 BC, the northern borderlands of eastern Rome. Gnaeus Cornelius Arvina continues the siege of Mtskheta under difficult conditions. He leads his cohorts through the challenging Winter 101 BC, the northern borderlands of eastern Rome. Gnaeus Cornelius Arvina persists with the siege of Mtskheta under difficult conditions. He leads his cohorts into attack. The city has few men for defense, and Gnaeus Cornelius Arvina sees his chance. Welcome to Rome, total war. Gnaeus Cornelius Arvina decided to deploy the Triarii. The Triarii are the oldest and most experienced soldiers of a legion, forming the third and final line. They fight with long Asta spears in phalanx formation, which are better suited to halt the enemy and stabilize the line when all hope rests on them. The Triarii are an elite unit selected for their years of experience and discipline. They are highly trained and know how to remain calm in the heat of battle and make tactically wise decisions. Their Asta spears enable them to keep the enemy at a distance and attack with great precision. In battle, the Triarii stand in the rear line, ready to enter when the other lines fail or are weakened. Their presence alone can intimidate the enemy and boost the morale of their own troops. They are the last line of defense and fight fiercely to win the battle and protect their comrades. The Triarii embody the strength and cohesion of a legion. They are the ones to rely on when all else seems to be failing. Their skills, discipline, and combat prowess make them a feared unit capable of turning the tide of a battle. In their phalanx formation, the Triarii present an impenetrable wall that can halt the enemy and control the battlefield. They are masters of defense and can leverage the terrain to their advantage. Their bravery and courage are unmatched, and they are ready to sacrifice their lives for Rome and victory. Like all citizen soldiers, Triarii can be recruited in the central Italian provinces of Latium, Umbria, Etruria, Apulia, Liguria, and Campania. These These are the core regions of the residential publica, filled with our colonies established during the epic struggles of the past centuries. The Triarii are the oldest and most experienced soldiers of the Legion, forming the third line of heavy infantry. During battle, they are usually held in reserve, kneeling under the protection of their shields to stay fresh and protected until they are needed. They are the backbone of the Legion and provide a fallback in case the heavy infantry assault fails. An ancient Roman saying originated from their role. To come to the Triarii meant that the situation was truly serious. The Triarii are still equipped with complete Greek gear. They wear a muscle cuirass, a bronze greave on the leading leg, an Etrusco-Corinthian helmet, a Greek plebeius shield, a hoplite sword, and a thrusting Austin spear. Therefore, the Triarii still fight like the classical hoplites of the Etrusco-Roman armies of the 5th and 4th centuries BC. After the Hostadian Principes have retreated through their line, they form a single massive block and fight in phalanx formation, which is better suited to halt the enemy and stabilize the line when everything relies on them. Historically, the Legion advanced in the famous checkerboard-like quincunx formation. 3 lines of heavy infantry with wide gaps between individual maniples, covered by the following marching units of the next line. This practice gave the Roman army greater maneuverability on the battlefield and made them less reliant on terrain compared to the Greek phalanx. During battle, the gaps allowed beaten or retreating units as well as fresh troops to move through the lines. The Roman infantry of the late 4th and early 3rd centuries BC was divided into 2 groups based on wealth. Those with the lowest classification of wealth for military service fought as light infantry and were divided into leves, verarii, and excensi based on combat ability. The second, wealthier group consisted of those who fought as heavy infantry and were divided into hostati, principes, and triarii based on age and combat ability. Every male Roman had the duty to serve in the infantry for 16 years, or 20 years in the case of a national emergency, until reaching the age of 46. Those who were classified high enough by the census to be members of the ordo equester were exempted. Typically, every Roman had to have served at least 10 years in the military before being eligible for political office. This service obligation was a fundamental requirement of every Roman citizen and an essential part of Roman citizenship. It ensured that every citizen contributed to the security and stability of the empire and contributed to the defense of the republic. Military service was not only a matter of duty but also honor. The Triarii, as experienced and highly esteemed soldiers, took pride in making their contribution and putting their skills in the service of Rome. They were the ones to rely on when it mattered, and they were ready to sacrifice their lives to defend the republic. The organization and equipment of the Roman army, including the Triarii, were the result of centuries of war experience and continuous development. Roman tactics and strategy had proven to be extremely effective, allowing Rome to build one of the greatest and most powerful empires in history. The Triarii, as an elite unit of the Legion, were a symbol of the strength, discipline, and fighting prowess of the Roman army. Their presence on the battlefield instilled fear in the enemy and gave confidence to their own troops. They were the last line of defense and an unwavering pillar of the Roman forces. Until next time.